Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. Today we have a crazy show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want today's full show before it comes out on YouTube, it is streaming for free on the DREAMERSPRO podcast that we have pinned below. Let me get into this topic here. Yesterday, I came across a segment from Undisputed. It was featuring Keyshawn Johnson, Skip Bayless, and Richard Sherman. For whatever reason, they allowed Richard Sherman to talk about basketball. And in this segment, they were talking about the Los Angeles Clippers, right? They were talking about the run that they have been on. They were talking about Kawhi Leonard. But specifically, they were talking about the Clippers' chances to come out of the Western Conference. That was really at the crux of what they were discussing. Now, if you know anything about Keyshawn, obviously, he's from California, Laker fan. Most people from California seem to be Laker fans. But he seems to be very objective when he has this conversation about the Clippers. And he's, to my surprise, been extremely objective. And he's basically been calling it like he sees it versus speaking as a flat-out hater. Like, he's been giving props. Like, even though he doesn't like the fact, he doesn't like to do it, he's been giving it up to the Clippers and be like, nah, these dudes is doing their thing. So what happened? Yesterday, they had this show. And they were talking about it. And Richard Sherman, for whatever reason, I don't understand, he just kind of like set his brain to, okay, regardless of whatever I see, regardless of whatever's being said here, I've already come to my conclusion. But he became so transfixed on his positions, it got to the point where Keyshawn said, but wait a minute. Another reason I think this team would do well, you're talking about them historically, is because of the coaching staff that they have here. Brian Shaw, you have Ty Lue. And Richard Sherman, he was hating so much on Kawhi that he started to confuse himself about Ty Lue. And he started saying stuff like, well, is Ty Lue a great coach? I mean, I don't see what you're talking about. He won a championship, but is it a big deal? And Richard and Keyshawn Johnson were looking at him like, bro, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you saying this on TV? And I was like, man, this is absolutely insane, right? So what we want to do is we want to play this exchange for you guys now, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this exchange here.
I mean, Paul George was ridiculous 2 years ago in the postseason. Okay, when we talk about we
went home.
Yeah, but I almost called you Skip. Richard, I hate the Clippers. Okay, and I don't like Clipper Darryl. I cannot stand the Clippers. I want them to fall on their face, Skip. But I gotta be realistic here. Yep. You gotta be realistic. Those Lob City teams and Doc Rivers 3-1 going home. This is a different team with a different coach. When you start talking about things like that, though, Skip, you gotta go back to the first part of your conversation, which is the bench. The bench meaning the coaches. When you have Ty Lue and you have Brian Shaw, his lead assistant, coaching these guys up and doing certain things, people respond to things differently depending on where you're at. Yeah. I'm not worried about James Harden in the postseason because I know that those guys on that bench will get him to do certain things, just like they got Westbrook to decide to say, okay, I can play 20 minutes, that's fine. I'm going to do it this way, and my 20 is going to be at high volume, and I'm going to be efficient at doing it. And he's bought in. They've all bought in. So you got to go back to the bench before you start saying, oh, well, I don't think he's going to do it. He won't do it this way. He won't do it that way. I can't trust him. Those are on other teams. Those are other teams.
But you know, James has a long history of playoff flameouts. A long.
Yes,
we don't have enough show.
With different people, though. Yeah. No, there's different coaches and different players.
But are we
there's
saying,
a relationship with these guys, man.
But are we saying Ty Lue has a bunch of championships? Is that what we're saying?
No.
No, Ty
because
Lue.
That's what it sounds like we're saying.
What you mean?
He has one.
He has one as a coach. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, as a coach.
You know?
Right. What are we
talking
as a coach,
about? He's the best coach in the NBA.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying the way you're saying that as if this has happened repeatedly and he's taken multiple teams to championships and just really made shrewd coaching decisions to win championships consistently. Ty is the best coach in basketball right now. There's no question. I'm not arguing that right now. But the way you're talking about it, like I missed something, and I'm just making sure I didn't miss it.
Dude won championships as a player. Brian Shaw won championships as a player and a coach. I'm pointing to the bench. All four of them dudes
I'm just saying,
respect the coaching staff, man. They listen to those coaches. That's why they playing the way they're playing. Y'all act like it's just pick up basketball in the park and they just out there playing. That's not the case.
We're not acting like it's pick up basketball. I'm just saying, you're saying it's like these is repeat champions. Like they won one with LeBron, I believe, right? With LeBron James.
Ty Lue won one with LeBron.
And Ty won one with Shaq and Kobe.
Down.
They was 3-1 down.
As a player. And Brian Shaw won one with Shaq and Kobe as a player.
Brian Shaw won multiple with Shaq and Kobe as a player and also won several with Phil Jackson as a coach.
Yep.
They have the DNA.
With Kobe again. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not hearing your point because that's not necessarily he hasn't coached in multiple championships and won them. And so when you're saying that like he's done
what does that have to do with getting people
because
to buy
you're
in?
saying it like what you're saying is like in these championship moments, the difference in what James Harden has had to deal with and what he would deal with now is that he has a coach that has been in here and had success in these moments. And I'm just trying to figure that out.
So you're telling me
the coach that has as many championships as Ty. That's all I'm saying.
So you're telling me that James Harden and Kawhi Leonard and Westbrook and Paul George are going to flame out because they're not going to get the necessary details from the coaches on the bench to execute come postseason is what you're trying to tell me because Ty Lue doesn't have multiple championships as a coach.
I'm trying to tell you that there was really no point there that you were making. I'm going to say they're going to flame out because they got Clippers jerseys on. They're going to flame out because they got Clippers jerseys on.
I don't care about the Clippers falling on their face. I want them to crash and burn. But the reality of it is, right now they're not. You can't.
Prisoner of the moment.
It's not a prisoner of the moment. They're at the top of the conference. The other day they were not. Today they are.
Yep.
Their main guy in Kawhi Leonard, if he stays on the floor, he's going to push to win the MVP. He's healthy. The reason that they flamed out in the past is because he was not healthy.
So you heard the exchange. There. Richard hated so much, he even said, I've seen the Clippers even be the number 1 seed and lose. The problem was the Clippers were never, ever the number 1 seed, ever. When did you see it? When did that happen? Where did they do that at? Where did it happen? The best record the Clippers have ever had as an organization is a 57-25 record. That was in the 2013-2014 season, and they were not the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. You know what the seed was? The number 1 team in the Western Conference was? That year, it was the San Antonio Spurs. They had the best record in the West. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? I didn't understand this hate, right? And Richard Sherman be talking. Funny enough, somebody was like, yo, because I put up that comment, and then somebody tried to bring it back to LeBron, and I'm like, how we get here? One minute I talk about LeBron too much, I hate on LeBron too much, and then all of a sudden now we back to talking about LeBron and Kobe Bryant. I'm like, yo, bro, how we get here? And the person just wanted to be like this. So Suge Knight jumped in the comment section to basically come and G-check me. Nah, you ain't gonna be talking like this. You ain't gonna be talking. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, come on. And then he started, I'm from so-and-so place. I'm from so-and-so place. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I don't care. Like, who cares? Who cares who be at from where this dude is at? They got tough dudes all over the place. And I was like, I live in Nigeria right now, and like, I don't want to hear this tough thing about tough talk and all that stuff, bro. Like, the security issues and everything that goes on here, like, yeah, they're nice places, but don't get it twisted for not even a second, right? And because the poverty is higher, the crime rate is much more vicious. I'm talking about you can walk down the street and you can get this, you can get that, the corner store. There ain't none of that. So it's a totally different thing. The hunger that exists here is on a totally different level. Totally different level. So it's to the point where if you're walking down the street looking like a little bit decent, you could be food. And this dude talking about, well, if you could make it there and I could do it. So I'm like, no, you can't, bro. You can't. You don't know nobody here. You're not connected with nobody here. You never lived here. You don't know where to go here. You don't know what happened. I told him, like, yo, son, I could go to California tomorrow, or I could go to wherever, Boston tomorrow, and drive from Boston to New York and drive on the highway, whatever. You can't do that. You can't come to Lagos and say, oh, I'm driving from Lagos to Pawtucket. You can't. And he's like, well, if you could do it, I could do it too. No, you can't. You don't know nobody here. Are you ready to move in bulletproof vehicles? No, you're not. Do you know anybody? If something happens, are you tapped in with the right people? No, you're not. But because, oh, well, he doing it and I'm tough. And I'm like, all right, bro. Okay, Suge Knight, we got you. You're the illest in Nebraska. To quote Hassan, no problem. You got it. You out-thugged me, man. You the toughest dude in the world. But anyway, I digress. Crazy stuff. Talking about, oh, why you talking like that? I'm like, yo, why you talking like this and talking like that? Like LeBron fans don't be saying crazy stuff. Oh, I'll come over there and I'll show you. I'm like, all right, whatever. Anyway, Richard just couldn't stop hating. And I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. Maybe he saw Kawhi somewhere. He ain't dap him up. Maybe he saw Paul George. He ain't dap him up. Maybe Ty Lue saw him in a restaurant, no booze or something. Like, nah, he a hater. So we not sitting over there. I don't know what it is, but man, shout out to Keyshawn Johnson for keeping it balanced. Like, yes, you're a Laker fan. Yes, I get you don't like the Clippers, but thank you for keeping it balanced, man. It made that segment like just way better. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.